Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So today's video is a full face of using nothing but your hands and your fingers. So yeah, in my last live, I did mention that I was gonna tag Kelly Rettenberger from Keep Beauty Real on this tag because she just really doesn't like using her hands, and I just really don't mind. It doesn't bother me one bit. So I tagged Kelly and she's like, oh, there's another fellow content creator, her name is Jennifer, who really doesn't like using her fingers either. And I was like, welcome to the collab. So today's video is in collaboration with Kelly from Keep Beauty Real, and you should really check her out. She's a professional hair and makeup artist. Her hair is to die for. Her hair is always beautiful, and we have a lot of the same taste, but she's more comfortable with zipping in color than I am, and she looks beautiful every time. I love Kelly, and I can always count on Kelly for a good laugh. We are friends outside of YouTube, and we text and stuff, and it's just a good time all the time. So Kelly introduced me to the next content creator that we are going to be collabing with, and that's Jennifer from My Decadent Life. I am new to her channel, but I really love her content. I love that her and my style is very similar, and I can't wait to see what both these ladies came up with. So if you're coming from one of their channels, welcome. So the rules that I told them are, if it's a liner or a mascara, then you can use it. Other than that, it has to be your fingers, and it cannot be a one and done shadow look. It has to be 2 or more shadows. So we're gonna have to wait and see how they do, and let's get to it. So before we go on any further, if you are a content creator, consider yourself tagged. And I will think of all the ones I would love to see do it and add it to the description box. And if I forget somebody, please tag them in the video if you like to see them do this. Okay, let me bring my mirror closer. So this is gonna be fun. Now, it doesn't bother me at all, but Kelly and Jennifer are not hand fans. It doesn't bother me, like I said, at all. I could use my hands in a pinch anytime. I mean, I'm at my makeup vanity sometimes with brushes, ton of brushes, and I still like, you know what? Using my hands will be just fine. I don't know what it is, and I'll have to watch Jennifer's video and Kelly's. I want to know what it is that bothers them. Is it the dirty hand? I mean, obviously I wash my hands, I did my skincare, but what is it? Is it the feeling? It just doesn't bother me. I feel like the products warm up better, and sometimes they work better, especially shadows. Is that just me? Do you guys like to use your hands? If so, for what? So I used the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, and I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this is in the shade 222 True Beige. And I've used this with my hands before, so I know it works well. So I figured, I mean, who hasn't gone on vacation and forgot a brush for one thing or another? And you're like, well, do you say, well, I forgot a brush, I'm not gonna use that product? Or do you find a way to make it happen? I'm interested. Are you against fingers too? Because until I met Kelly, I really didn't know a lot of people that were like full anti-fingers. Obviously, it's a personal preference and it doesn't bother me. I'm just interested in knowing, is this a common thing? See, this foundation glides on with your fingers. I mean, you will get more coverage out of a brush or a sponge, but that's any product. And when I challenged Kelly, she tagged Jennifer. And I hadn't been introduced to Jennifer's channel, but I have been watching. I really like her makeup style. She's really into like neutrals and light tones, just like me, which I really enjoy watching. Do you enjoy content creators that do their makeup how you do it and are into what you're into? Or do you watch content creators that you live vicariously through? I do both. I mean, I watch content creators that I really like, even though I probably wouldn't do what they do, just because I like them, their personality. I feel like I can relate to them. And then I have some that I really just like their style. And both Jennifer and Kelly, I really like their style. I really like them as a person. I mean, Jennifer, I'm just getting to know through her channel, but I'm really enjoying it. And Kelly, I mean, she's Kelly. You gotta love her. She's just so poised and calm and put together. And at first I was like, oh, she has my taste, my style. And then bam, she popped up with all these colors. And her hair though, her hair, amazing. So I'm gonna go in with the Dior Forever Skin Correct, and this is in the shade 2N. And I'm just going to grab some. I'm so interested in seeing what these ladies come up with. I'm just super stoked and excited. And I think I'm gonna have to go get some makeup remover or something to clean my hands before I go on to shadow. I wonder if they did their complexion first or the shadow first. Because when I was setting the rules, I don't think they were too fond of they couldn't do a one and done shadow look. I thought about making it interesting and having them put mascara with their fingers. But I decided to play nice. But they are not allowed to curl their lashes. That's not hands. Curling wand is not hands. So what do you think? I don't think that's bad. Like, in a pinch. And that's just primer, foundation, and concealer. So let's move on to bronzer. We're gonna go with a cream bronzer just to make it easier to blend with fingers. So I think first I'm gonna go with the Chanel Le Beige's cream bronzer, because this will start off light. And then we can work our way up to my other cream bronzer. Because even if I use cream or if I use powder, I live for bronzer. I live for bronzer. And I love using, I typically go in with a darker shade first. I usually use 2 to 3 bronzers. It depends on the blendability. Like the Gucci, I don't have to use multiple bronzers, but because it just blends out really well. But I do enjoy going in with a darker bronzer and then going in with a lighter one to like buff out the edges but still have like a bronze. I mean, once I moved from Miami to Georgia, I don't have that year-round bronze, no matter how much sunscreen you use. I'm telling you that the sun in Miami and the sun in the Caribbean, it hits different. Like, it could be 100 degrees in Georgia and you lay out, even with your sunscreen, and you'll get a tiny bronze. You lay out in Miami in 100-degree weather, you better hope and pray you don't fall asleep, because you're gonna toast, you're gonna burn. It's just different. I think that's coming out good. I know Kelly and I are both filming at the same time. Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, she must be over there, like, what do I do next? And I told Jeremy, her fiance, to send me the unedited version of the video, like, because I want to see her reaction so bad. Like, I want to see her cringe. When she touches something of a texture that she just wouldn't typically use her hands for. Is that mean? I think it's funny. But yeah, if you're ever in a pinch, look at that. I think it's coming out great. I'm sorry. And the second bronzer I used was the Tarte Seychelles Breezy Cream Bronzer, the color Seychelles. This is it here. I really enjoy this bronzer. And the ladies were also wondering, like, what do we do for setting powder? Can't do that either. I say you can use setting spray, unless you find a way to do powder with your, unless you find a way to use setting powder with your hands. I mean, you can put some in your hands, clap, and go into it. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm excited to see it. I don't need to set my face really. And I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Highlighter Illuminator. I got this in a BoxyCharm and it isn't bad. I actually like it. And I've been more into cream products lately because you guys know I'm very oily. But I don't know if it's my skincare routine or the fact that I work from home, so I'm not like running around as much as I typically would. So I'm less oily, but even today, like, I got back from my jog and I was like, I'm usually like, I don't sweat in my face. Like I sweat in my scalp, in my chest, and down my back. But I was surprised that I wasn't oily after a good old jog. I'm sorry, I'm going in with the Mario Master Eye Prep and Set in the shade medium. And I'm just using that powder because I did put foundation and concealer on here, so I'm just going in with the powder down here. And I have used this twice and I'm really enjoying this. Okay, I don't think that's bad. Now luckily my brow pencil is a pencil, so it's like a liner, so I'll be able to fill in a little bit, but I can't use my brow gel. But I'm also not gonna be able to sculpt my brows much either. So I'm gonna go in with I'm gonna use the Hourglass. It is the Hourglass Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil in dark brunette. So I'm just gonna flick a few hairs here. Now this is my bad brow, and I'm sure I mentioned once in my channel was due to an incident when I was younger. Well, I remember my friend Mikey came by, and Norman must have been there too, because Norman had a car. He was the first one to get a car. So my mom told the boys to go start the grill, and they did just that. I had like cute little bangs. Yeah, I was a tomboy, but I just swore I was cute. And Mikey calls, Aileen, I can't get the grill running. So, you know, it was one of those gas pilot grills. And I was like, well, whatever, I didn't know how long he had it on before he called me, the gas. So he calls me over there. I'm like, whatever, just put the lighter, you know, those long lighters, on the side through that hole and it'll catch. So I grab the lighter and I go to do that, and poof, he must have had that gas on for a minute. I see you, Mikey. We're still friends. He ain't gonna see this video because it's makeup, but I might have to tell him about it. I'm sure he'll remember and laugh. And I just remember his face. He was like, and I was like, why are you looking at me like that? And he goes, just go inside. Just go inside. So I went inside and I ran to the restroom because I felt like my face was crisp. You guys, all I saw was my little hairs, like all curly. And I was like, what is that? And when I touched it, my bangs just crumbled. They crumbled and fell off. And then I was like, oh my God, my eyebrows. So I went like that, and this eyebrow got the gist of it. And I never grew the hair completely back on this brow. This one's fine, but this one over here, not so much. And my lashes too, you guys. Like, they thought it was the funniest damn thing in the world as I sat there like crying. You know how when I was in middle school, 6th, 7th grade. I don't remember what grade I was in, but I was like, this is not okay. Like, Mom, I can't go to school like this. You guys, my bangs were like up to here. It was like an inch. It was the struggle was real. I wore a hoodie to school just so I could, oh God, it was bad. The only luck that I had was that my hair grows really fast. I was able to draw in my brows, but like, what are you gonna do with an inch of bangs with this forehead? Like, girl, what you gonna do? Like, I couldn't do anything but wear a hoodie and pray that nobody would see it. And then it ended up being one of those things that I'm like, you know what? Just in case anybody sees it, because I played sports. Yeah, it was 6th grade because I was in softball. I played sports, and like, you can't hide it. You're with the girls in the locker room. I was catcher, so I didn't always have my hat forward. Like, I would flip it back so I could put my mask on. So it just became one of those things where I'm like, I'm just gonna have to roast myself so that I don't feel bad when everybody roasts me. And I sat there and roasted myself. I was like, you guys, check this out. Look what happened to me. And then once everybody got their good laugh in, we went about our way. So I filled in my brows. I can't spoolie them to make them look more natural, but I did try. And I don't think that looks bad. It's doable. It's doable. So for my shadow, I'm going to go with Tom Ford, because I just know that formula is gonna be good. I'm gonna go with the First Frost. First Frost will save my life today. So I'm gonna go in with this pink shade all over the lid. Except for right in that inner corner. I really hope Kelly and Jennifer do multiple colors, because one of the rules was no one and dones. So I'm gonna go in with the lightest brown shade, and I'm gonna go into my crease, but first I'm gonna start it out here, then I'm gonna work it into the crease and just flick it out to blend. And if you guys can't tell, I have been without a brush before. Yes, I have. And you can make do what it do. I used to think a lot of makeup artists use their fingers. I think Pat McGrath says she prefers to use her fingers. Is it Pat McGrath? I forget. There you go. So let's do it on this side. I'm just gonna pat and then flick. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't think you could do this with every formula. It needs to be a very blendable formula. I think you could do it with a Natasha Denona, a Tom Ford. Let me add more on this side. I'm pretty sure you could do it with a Pat McGrath. I don't think you could do it with a ColourPop. Maybe you can. Depends on the shade. It's not too pigmented. So now I'm gonna go in with this frosty shade on my inner corner. I like it. know you can barely see what I'm doing, but I'm using my fingers. This one's not as frosty. Maybe because I should have used my other hand. There you go. Yes. So now I'm gonna go, I just have my towel down here and I'm cleaning my finger in between shades here. This is so pretty. There you go. And we're just gonna clean this up. Should I do a lower lash line? How am I gonna do a lower lash line? I've never done a lower lash line with, you know what we do? We're gonna go in with the pink shade and then clean off enough. It's just a little bit. I think I got that more on my lashes. I didn't do anything with that. I got it on my lashes is what I did. Oh, that looks cute. Okay, we got it. We got some in there. Let's try this other eye. Because I can go in with a concealer and my fingers again and clean up any mess. But I always like a darker outer corner out here, the lower outer third. So I went in a little bit with that darker brown. Let's do it over here. It's harder down here because my lashes are longer. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my spot concealer, which is the Boing, Benefit Boing in the shade 2. And then just clean this up. Look at that. I did pretty good. But I do have this shadow came down too far. Okay. You can see the brown. I think to use a finger, that is, I'm surprised how well that blended. Okay, but I do gotta do my inner corner highlight. So we're gonna do, which pinky nail is shorter? We're gonna do this one. And then blend. There you go. There you go. Hey, to the inner corner. So we did say we could use mascara. So I'm not worried about curling them because I have pretty decent lashes. So I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Damn Girl. I'm really liking this mascara lately, like a lot. I'm surprised. I put it on the other day on just one eye and took a picture and it was like, whoa. Big difference. Here, I'll show you guys in a second. But I don't use non-waterproof mascara on my lower lashes just because they're so long and they touch my skin that if it's not waterproof, I'll get, and I'm so oily, I will get the little black dots. Like, do you guys see that? mascara. No mascara. Like, this mascara is like, whoa.
My lips before I start, but I don't want to start cheating, and I don't want to dip my fingers into my balm. So I feel like my lips look chappy, but not chappy, but dry.
You guys, look at this mascara though. Like, let me zoom you in. You see that? This mascara is beautiful. So for my lower lashes, I always use the Maybelline Lash Discovery, the waterproof, because this brush is super uber tiny. So for lips, I'm gonna go in with the I Am Confident, and this is Real Her, a lip liner that I got on my Boxy charm, and I'll link it up here. You guys, I always have a hard time on this side of my mouth because I did bust my lip when I was young. That's another story all in itself. Let's just say, if you don't pay the damn bills in the house and you a kid, you better not close and lock that damn door. I'm just saying. My parents didn't do it, didn't happen purposely. It wasn't like, it was just, you don't close the damn door if you don't pay no bills. And when that door came flying open, I hadn't quite moved. And yeah, the edge of the door busted me right in the lip. And that was when I grew my love for makeup. I was in 5th grade. And I was a safety patrol. And I convinced my mom that she had to let me wear like a nude lip. So nobody could tell that I had a gash or a scar there. And she said no. So I remember taking one of hers and putting it in my book bag. And as soon as I got to my patrol to school, I put it on and went to my patrol. So I'm gonna go in with the First Frost Balm Frost over my liner. You guys, this is so good. Oh, I cheated. Oh, you can't do that, Aileen. You guys, look at me talking. And using the bullet, knowing dang well that's against the rules. I'm gonna leave it in here so I could get caught too. It was just habit. And I know it's habit because I don't like color getting on my Bomb Frost, and I always do it with my finger if I have a liner or something on. Like, that's not even something I would do if we weren't doing the challenge. I gotta clean my frost. Yep. Leave it up to Aileen to mess it up. There you go. I gotta touch up. I got a little liner oopsie over here. So we're gonna do that with the same spot concealer. You get a concealer that's your skin tone, you can fix anything. I think we need a little more highlight. What do you think? I'm gonna do a little highlight up here. There we go. It's like you gotta pile it on. Look at that highlight. I really like that. And I've used it before, but I've never put on this much because I like a more subtle highlight. Okay, you guys. What do you think? How do you think I did? I think I did okay. I think I forgot blush, but it's okay because we got cream blush. I put on so much bronzer, I forgot about my blush, but it doesn't matter because we don't have no powder on, so we could go back. So I'm gonna go in with the first, I'm gonna use two. I'm gonna go in with the She's So LA, the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Blush Duos. Cream and powder. I really love these. I love blush on the tip of my nose. I don't like highlight on the tip of my nose because highlight first stands out. I don't want my nose to stand out. I'm already self-conscious about my nose. There you go. Now we're done. What do you guys think? I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. So, yeah, I don't think it came out bad. I can't wait to see what the other two ladies did. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming. Don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye, you guys.